the far reaches of the north, upon a canvas of cold, star-filled sky, a symphony of color and cosmic radiation plays through the winter night. It is beautiful and terrifying, silent and cacophonous, colorful and Bible black. It is the Northern Lights, mankind's oldest unsolved mystery. If you listen to them very, very carefully, you can hear the millions of voices trapped within. This is Frozen Frights.
Aurora Borealis.
Study to that music.
And yet, here I am.
I can't even think with that on. What are we even doing?
3 chapters by the weekend. And it's the perfect music to study to. It occupies the right parts of my brain.
You have atrocious taste.
You've noted, yes. Also, you love it.
What?
Jolene, you've been my roommate for, 5 semesters? And you've never once asked me to put in headphones.
I didn't want to be rude.
Uh-huh.
I didn't.
No, I get it. What you want to do is complain. It's like your hobby.
I'm an engineering major. We don't get to have hobbies.
Well, your therapy then.
That's closer. Let it go to voicemail.
No, it's Minnesota. Hello?
Pam?
Grandpa, what number are you calling from?
Pancakes. It's happening. We got big trouble.
Who is it?
Grandpa, calm down.
No, you don't understand. It's worse than I thought.
Where are you right now?
A little store, just outside Gemmel. Oh, God love them, their payphone works. Pam?
Grandpa, you need to calm down. Where's Dad?
What? I don't know. Home, I suppose. Pam, listen to me. You still have that book I gave you, right?
You mean the one?
That's right, sweetie. The 3-ring binder. You brought it to school, right? Didn't leave it at home?
No, it's here.
646.
What?
The combination lock. It's 646. I need you to read it now. I can't... You have to take care of this.
Grandpa, I don't think...
I know, you're right in the middle of the term. I'll make it up to you, I promise.
No, it's not that. It's just... Well, are you sure?
As the tomb, sweetie. It's all happening, just like my dad said it would.
Okay. Are you gonna be there?
God willing, yes, but... Wait.
What is it?
Car on the road. I think it's the same car I saw in Eveleth when I stopped for gas.
What?
Listen to me, Pam. Don't wait for me. Just go. Follow the instructions. But be safe.
Grandpa?
That car's stopping right in front of this phone. Go, honey. Don't worry about me.
Grandpa!
Go!
Grandpa! Grandpa?
So that was Grandpa, huh? Pam, jeez, you look like you've seen a ghost. Pam, what's going on? What's that?
Graduation present.
What?
It was a joke. My grandfather gave me this before I came to school. He called it a graduation present. He didn't smile when he said it, though.
You're starting to scare me.
Joe, you have to cover for me.
Cover how?
I'm going to take off for a couple of days. Would you talk to Wilson about my 302? Tell him it was a family emergency.
What's wrong?
That's not even a lie. It is a family emergency.
Where are you going?
Minnesota.
What?
Minnesota. I have to go to Minnesota.
Is your grandfather sick?
No.
Then what is going on? What the hell is that thing?
Instructions.
For what?
I don't know. He told me not to open it until it was time. That's what the combination lock was for.
I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, pretty sure Grandpa built it himself. He was always very handy.
Oh, I dropped something.
What?
This envelope fell out. Whoa.
What?
There's cash in here. Lots of cash.
Yeah, that would be for the trip.
What trip?
Joe, you have to promise me something.
Okay.
You have to promise me that you won't tell anyone about this. And that you'll cover for me in class.
Tell me what's going on.
It'd be better if you didn't know.
Then I'm going with you.
What? No.
Do your grandfather's instructions say anything about going alone on your secret mission?
Well, I don't think so, but...
Then that settles it. We're going to Minnesota together.
Joe.
Look into these eyes. Do I look like I'm going to argue with you?
I guess it would be safer to share the driving.
That's the little justifier I know and love. So, tell me about Gramps. What's his deal?
It's kind of nutty.
I figured that much out by myself.
He was the weirdo in the family.
You mean like yelling about conspiracies at Thanksgiving?
No, that was Uncle Bob. Grandpa was obsessed with this project his dad had done back in the 40s. My great-grandfather was a research scientist, a pretty good one too. He was working on a major project in northern Minnesota when something went wrong.
What happened?
Grandpa never told me. But the project was abandoned. Everything was just left there in the woods, some kind of underground bunker. And my great-grandfather took it upon himself to watch over it, make sure no one found it, and come up with a plan for if someone did.
So how did you get involved?
Don't talk with your mouth full.
I'm starved! We've been driving for 6 hours, now spill.
Well, Grandpa kind of took it upon himself to watch over things when his dad died. And I guess he decided it was our family's duty to look after the experiment, make sure no one found it, and take action if someone did.
And he passed the torch on to you?
Sort of. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I do.
What?
Pam, I've met your brother, and I've met your mom. They're super nice, but entrusting them to oversee a top-secret science experiment doesn't make sense. Your brother would probably blow it up, and your mom would try and sell it for bingo money.
Hey, she's down to once a week.
No judgment, no judgment. Just saying that if your grandfather pegged you as the next generation of brains in the family, I get it. Now what's the plan? I can hardly keep my eyes open, so make it quick.
You sleep. You did all the driving today.
But I want to know.
I need to study this, Joe. There's a lot here.
By the way, what was this experiment all about?
Promise you won't laugh?
Of course.
It was temporal displacement.
Okay. Night, Pam.
Night, Joe.
You mean time travel?
Leave us. We've been looking for you, Virgil. Long time we've been looking for you. You are vital to our ability to ascertain the situation. It was not easy. In fact, I'd say this was the most difficult interview to facilitate in the entire project. Do you know why? Virgil, do you know why?
Because nobody else knows about you.
Correct. Nobody else knows about us. Nobody else has an accurate reckoning of the situation. Why exactly do you?
Rhetorical.
My question is rhetorical?
That's what I said. You know the answer already.
I'm familiar with the meaning of the word rhetorical. And it's true, we do know who you are. You are Virgil McGillicuddy. Your father was Paul McGillicuddy. Your father was very significant to us.
He was a great man.
He was a significant man. But yes, a great scientist. Why didn't you follow in his footsteps?
My father didn't want me to. Practically forbade it. I got an accounting degree. That was for him. He didn't know about the second degree I earned in physics until my graduation, and it was too late. He raised holy hell.
Why?
Why was my father mad that I kept physics degree from him?
Why was he against you becoming a scientist, like him?
He would have said because it was too dangerous. That you never completely knew the consequences of any experiment until it was too late.
You never found it strange that a man who worked in research his whole life would think that way?
I found it endlessly fascinating that a man who worked in research his whole life would think that way. My dad was a puzzle.
Did you ever solve him?
Yes.
How?
I figured out just how disastrous his last experiment was. It all made sense after that.
I want you to hear something. An audio recording.
Oh, man, it's all right. Oh, Jack. Oh, now what? All
Where did you get this?
With your internet, acquiring audio recordings is not difficult.
But those were never put online.
And yet here they are. A record of your father's final experiment. Wait. I want you to focus on this point.
Hey, Paul, look. Where did that come from? What? There on the stage where the lighter was. Where'd that come from? In the middle of winter. What is it? It's a caterpillar, Paul. A brown and black caterpillar.
Thank you.
For what?
The look on your face just verified the authenticity of this recording. We hadn't been 100% sure before now.
Oh, fine. That was my father's last experiment.
He was attempting to achieve temporal displacement?
Yes.
He was attempting to move an object, his cigarette lighter, just a few moments forward in time.
Yes.
And it worked?
No.
The lighter disappeared for 10 seconds and then reappeared.
What is it you want, exactly?
To ascertain the situation. To understand.
I don't believe you.
Why?
Well, for one thing, I was roughed up, drugged and brought here against my will. Not a standard research technique in most sciences.
Not in most sciences, no, but the information you can provide us with will be vital for our understanding of the situation.
I don't know anything.
You know everything.
You're mistaken.
I don't think we are. 72 years ago, your father showed us our future. My people were without hope, trapped in a reality that was slowly killing us. Then we learned of another world, a world where we could thrive. There was just one problem.
It was too hot for you.
You see? You do understand. Your father must have told you everything.
He told me nothing. He didn't want anyone going near that experiment ever again.
But, like a good scientist, he could not destroy his research, could he? He could not bring himself to burn his notes.
No. He knew the notes would be necessary if we ever needed to stop you.
Stop us from what?
From coming here. You are the creatures in the Northern Lights. Dad's experiment only worked when the Northern Lights were shining. He never did figure out why. But when that cigarette lighter came back, it was freezing cold. And it wasn't alone.
He called her Isabella, didn't he?
No. His partner, Norman, did. A little caterpillar. He mistook her for the larval stage of the tiger moth. A caterpillar came back with the lighter, proving that it hadn't traveled through time. It had simply gone to another place, another dimension, directly adjacent to ours, maybe even overlapping with ours. It's an unbelievably cold dimension, populated by bugs. Your dimension.
Do I look like a caterpillar to you?
I don't know why you look the way you do. I don't know if this is some kind of illusion, magic trick, or what. You may even be human, and you work for them now. All I know is that I've been watching and waiting for decades for you to make your appearance, and it's finally happened. And I'm ready.
Ready? You were drugged and brought here against your will, remember?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, that's right. You have a contingency plan. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about this other file here. The file we've kept on your granddaughter.
Are you sure that this is the...
Quiet. Keep your voice down.
Sorry.
Dang it.
What's wrong?
It's supposed to be around here.
Is the GPS in your phone any good?
Yes? No? I don't know.
I think those things are only good for about 10 square meters.
How do you know that?
My grandpa's big into geocaching. He has extensive opinions about which GPSs are best and which are garbage.
So you have a crazy grandpa too, huh?
He's not crazy. He's just retired and bored. I'd rather hear him drone on about GPSs than my other grandpa yell about Trump's wall.
For or against?
Don't know. He keeps flip-flopping. He was pretty firmly in favor until he started dating this new girlfriend. Younger woman.
Wow. Go, Grandpa.
Don't be too impressed. She's 60.
Still, dude must have game.
Please do not use that phrase in reference to my elderly relatives.
All right. Honestly, I'm kind of jealous.
What for?
My grandpa was not a lot of fun.
I gathered. So, why exactly are we here?
I'd rather not tell you.
How about a little trust? I did come with you all the way to Minnesota.
I know, and thank you. It's just... I feel like I need to protect you from this. Okay, there could be some pretty serious fallout from what I'm gonna do if I ever find this stupid lab.
And what is it you're going to do?
Is what you would ask if you had just ignored what I said.
Just tell me what you're going to do. Come on, you owe me.
How?
Who drove the whole way so you could study that binder?
I'm not sure that's relevant.
Tough. I'm making it relevant. Tell me what we're here to do.
Okay. There's another reason I'm not telling you.
Which is?
It's bat poop insane.
You're adorable when you try to cuss.
Jolene.
And it can't be that insane. Can it?
Yes.
9/11 was an inside job insane?
No.
Illuminati conspiracy?
No.
Reptilians robbing us of our vital fluids?
No.
Aliens? Pam. Make a joke, Pam.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think I can.
What?
It's not exactly aliens.
How can something be not exactly aliens? It's either aliens or it's not.
It's not outer space aliens.
Ugh, you dragged me all the way to Minnesota.
Dragged you?
To find E.T.?
You insisted.
I'm missing class for this.
You insisted.
I have a midterm in 4 days.
And you insisted. Jolene, why did you come anyway? I didn't ask. I discouraged you. I practically begged you not to come. You insisted vigorously.
I was worried.
Bull flop.
Seriously, don't try and cuss. It's very distracting.
Why did you come?
I was worried, all right? I didn't want you to go away and maybe disappear forever before...
Before what?
Before I told you how I felt. About you.
What?
I may have a small platonic crush on you.
Platonic?
All right, let's call it semi-platonic.
But I'm straight.
And I'm not. And I also have serious intimacy issues and close to zero experience in matters of the heart, so I think it's pretty understandable that I should develop an attachment to my college roommate, who's the closest friend I've ever had, and it's also pretty amazing.
My grandpa believes aliens who live in the Northern Lights are trying to take over our dimension, and he sent me here to blow up the portal my great-grandfather created by accident in 1948.
Oh.
This seemed like the time for full disclosure.
Right. Now what?
Well, would it be weird if I went into the bathroom to change from now on?
No, I mean about this.
Right, well, the first thing we need to do is find the stupid lab, and I don't think the GPS in my phone is any good.
It's fine.
What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure I've been standing on a trapdoor for 5 minutes. Yep. Trapdoor.
When were you going to mention this?
Hey, I've been trying to build up the courage to say what I just said for 2 years, and I figured the damn door wasn't gonna move.
Fair enough. Joe?
Yeah?
I don't want you hurt. I think you should go home.
No. I can help, and I wouldn't be able to concentrate on studying anyway.
Right. Joe?
Yeah?
Thank you.
Yeah. Trapdoor's padlocked.
Yeah, there was a key in the binder.
There may be another way, you know.
No.
You're sure?
Very. We have been studying you for 70 years. We have noted that you make the same choices over and over, despite the benefits of other options.
We have changed. We've grown.
On accident, maybe.
But by choice, too.
No, or at least not enough for us to consider that option. You would not accept us. We are foreign, we are strange. Our physical requirements are different than yours.
But we might be able to help.
Unlikely. And to request your help, we would have to reveal ourselves to you. Then you would destroy us because we are so very different.
You don't know that.
Do you admit it's a possibility?
We don't kill indiscriminately.
You kill indiscriminately in one circumstance, and that is the other. The stranger, the foreign one, the one you do not understand. In that circumstance, you slaughter wholesale. Men, women, children, it does not matter. For in the case of something that is different, victory is not enough. You must wipe it out of existence. If it is different than you, it must not be.
We're not animals.
That's exactly what you are.
Then it was an animal that found a way to reach you in your dimension.
On accident. Face it, you cannot view your species as an outsider views it. If you did, you'd kill yourselves. This is the pattern that we've seen over and over. For your species, clarity leads to self-destruction. Only delusion allows for survival.
What delusion? You're the one that's deluded. We're talking now, discussing the situation like rational beings. Yet you act like I'm going to kill you.
Well, maybe you wouldn't kill me, but one of your kind would.
Just because you're different.
Just because we're different.
We're not that tribal. Look at all we've accomplished. Arguably more than you have.
Arguably. But you are tribal. Extremely tribal. And it's your ability to delude yourselves that allowed your species to progress to this point.
I don't understand.
Amazing. You really can't see it, can you?
What the hell are you talking about?
Your species has risen from living in caves in tiny family groups only because of delusion. All the instincts of your ancestors are still there, still bubbling away in that primate cranium of yours. You tell yourselves you've evolved beyond primitive emotion, but the truth is, you've only circumvented it. Instead of driving the other tribe from your hunting ground with clubs, you root for some football team that they root against. Instead of killing an infant that's obviously the offspring of a forbidden union, you talk of lost property values and cultural purity so that your neighborhood can be free of the outsider. You haven't evolved at all. You've just found excuses for the animal within, tossing him a bone so he'll stay out of your way as you imitate higher life forms. And if you were to see us as we really are, you would fight to the last to see us wiped off the face of the planet. There would be justifications, of course, but they only come after that cocktail of hormones and adrenaline inside your brains has already decided our fate, judge and jury in the blink of an eye.
If we're so dangerous, I would think you wouldn't want to attack us so readily.
Oh, there's nothing hasty about our plan. We've waited for an opportunity, and while we waited, we observed, refined, made it perfect.
It won't be enough.
Another of your traits. Hubris.
What are you talking about?
You assume your scientists tell you all there is to know, and that no outsider is capable of knowing something more. You probably don't even know about Seed 1467.
What's that?
A meteor, headed straight for Earth. Your scientists know about it, of course, but their ability to see and track such space objects is inferior to ours. And because they don't wish to be wrong, they haven't told many people what Seed 1467 is.
And what is it?
The doom of your entire existence. Your scientists think it might hit Earth. We know it will. We are better at such things than they are. When it hits, it will begin the process leading to another ice age, and then we will take over.
Assuming this is true, do you really think we'll just roll over and die?
No, you'll fight back. But your defenses will be fractured. Your leaders will argue about what to do and posture with each other until it's too late. You must understand, this meteor event is perfect for us, not because it will be overwhelmingly destructive, but because where it comes in your history. For most of the past 2 centuries, you have been growing closer together as a species, finding ways to move towards unity. But in the last 2 decades, you've lost it all. You are, once again, cave dwellers with clubs.
Except when you come. When you come, we will have a common enemy.
We have been studying you on a much more individual level. We have interviewed thousands of you, especially those on the fringes of your society. We have tried to understand how you can be so advanced and so primitive at the same time, and we have come to a fascinating conclusion.
What's that?
All of you feel like outsiders, every last one. Your sense of community, of unity has been destroyed. You're like a crystal made up of nothing but cracks. One tiny blow in the right spot, and your society would explode into a million pieces, every shard for himself.
You think we're just going to fall apart and you'll waltz in?
We know it'll happen that way. We know because we're going to tell your scientists about the meteor at exactly the right moment. Not too close to the day of impact, not too far away. Just enough time to panic, but not enough time to overcome that panic.
It won't work.
Of course it will. We weren't sure it would until your most recent global crisis. That pandemic? That showed us vividly how our plan will come together. Your scientists will announce the meteor's impending impact, and immediately other scientists will question their findings. Arguments will ensue, people with no real expertise will sound like experts, and because of that, gather acolytes online. Celebrities will chime in. Politicians will measure their statements not by what's true, but by how their base will react. No one will be able to prepare for the impact because they'll be too busy trying to win an argument over whether or not it will happen. And when it does hit, when the inertia present in your ever-heating world sends you plummeting into a new Arctic reality, all anyone will know to do is argue about whether it's as bad as it seems. Millions will die along your equator, but that's okay. You didn't really care about all those brown people anyway. All that will be left of the human race is sad little white people who are already well trained to live in tiny boxes. We'll make sure the electricity stays on, and that you will still have an internet to register your complaints upon, and that the pornography stream will continue so that the urge to reproduce will be sated without producing any offspring, and in a generation or two, the planet will well and truly be ours.
No.
That's your response? That's all you have?
Just no.
I see. Ah, one of my favorite inventions of yours, the portable phone. We'll have to see if it can be adapted for our bodies. Yes? Good. Good news, Virgil. We found your granddaughter. She led us right to where we want to be.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Creepy.
No, just dark.
Fuse box over here. The mains are shut off. Do I just...
Can't hurt. Can it?
Well, that sounds a little ominous.
If they're drawing off the power grid, that means underground lines that are like 70 years old. We're lucky to get anything.
There's a light switch here.
Okay. The platform in the center of the room, that's it.
That's what?
Hang on. The hypercucambulator.
The what?
The time machine, basically. Or what they thought was a time machine. We have to get this stuff powered up. Here. You take these instructions from Grandpa's binder and get all the equipment powered up. If something doesn't work right away, give it a good whack. If it still doesn't power up, move on to the next thing on the list. We'll deal with it later.
Wait a minute. Isn't that a little dangerous?
Well, yeah. There's a fire extinguisher in that corner.
And I'm sure that's in perfect working order, being from 1948 and all.
Well, what do you want me to say?
It's just a little dangerous.
Do you want to switch jobs?
What were you gonna do?
Go up top and unbury the explosives Grandpa hid in the woods.
Oh.
I would like to remind you at this juncture which one of us insisted on coming and which one of us begged her to stay home.
I know. It's just... What exactly is our plan?
Well, Grandpa thinks the best way to stop them is to send a bomb through to the other dimension.
What?
We're going to get this equipment fired up, assemble a bomb, then send it into the other dimension, thus neutralizing the threat.
Or maybe pissing them off?
I'm just going by Grandpa's instructions.
Well, do the instructions include anything about what this will do?
No, not really.
Pam.
Joe, you wanted to come.
I know. But I don't think we should do this without thinking about it first. Why exactly are we killing a bunch of aliens?
I don't think we're killing them. I think we're closing a doorway they're going to come through.
A doorway?
Yeah, that machine over there.
You mean that's been sitting quietly in the dark for 70 years? That machine?
I don't know, okay? It's just what Grandpa said to do.
Pam, I'm just saying that maybe we should...
I know.
Blowing something up before you understand it? is kind of an old white guy move.
I know. It's just... Look, on the phone when he called, it sounded like he was in real trouble. Like something was after him.
Look, I love you. As a friend. But how do we know for sure that we're not going to do something horrible here? I mean, I get it. He's your grandpa and you love him and everything, but how do we know for sure?
He's not crazy?
Yeah.
We don't. Which is why, again, I didn't want you to come.
Well, I'm here now, so just deal with it. I'm gonna ask why, Pam. You know I am.
Look, how about this? How about we get all the stuff together and then talk about it? Try to figure it out.
You're saying it's possible I can talk you out of the throwing bombs around.
I'm not...
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Fine. But I'm going to get the bomb.
I'll come with. Digging is easier with two, and I'm not gonna power this stuff up until we've made a decision.
Right. Fair enough.
You know, there's one thing.
What's that?
I can't believe that... What was that?
There's another car here.
Pam?
Who are those guys?
What's wrong with them? They don't look right.
What?
Close the door.
What are you talking about?
Excuse us, young ladies. We would like to talk to you.
We were just locking up.
This is a government facility. You are not allowed inside.
Right. Who gave you the order to come out here? It was President Clinton. Hillary Clinton?
Yes.
Lock the door. Lock the door now.
Stop what you are doing.
It's okay. We have permission to be here, or I'm not Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
What the hell?
Did they look right to you?
No. They looked positively... alien.
Yes? Yes. I understand, yes. Well, your offspring's offspring is being particularly difficult.
She always was a pistol. Just ask her mother.
She's locked herself in your father's old lab. We're not sure why. I don't suppose you'd care to make it easy on her.
You touch one hair on that child's head and I'll kill you.
You're not exactly improving my view of your species.
Maybe I'm having a hard time accepting you as an expert on humanity.
Of course you'd feel that way. We are the experts. You see, those of your kind who study your kind, anthropologists, psychologists, and that like, they have one fatal flaw. They always seek the medium, the average. They look for the norm where none really exists. We didn't focus on that. We focused on the outsider, the one who felt lost, separate.
You said we all felt like outsiders.
You do, but some of you actually are. It's amazing what separation from the group will do to one of your species.
That couldn't have told you anything. We're individuals. There are too many variables in play.
No one could possibly understand you but yourselves, You only think that because you've never talked to people on the fringe.
I'm on the fringe.
All of your kind think that way. We've established that. You'd be fascinated by who we've talked to. A young woman, desperate for excitement, so much so she imagines a serial killer living next door. An arrogant nihilist who fancies himself a serial killer, blinded by the danger right in front of him. An old man whose diseased mind could not forget his greatest sin. Even a couple so wrapped up in youth they imagined themselves mythical immortals. Oh, and the most valuable of all, a man so adept at deluding himself, objective reality no longer existed for him. You see, Virgil, we know all there is to know about you.
Then why exactly am I here? You make it sound like your plan is foolproof.
Not exactly foolproof. There is that little matter of how our physical bodies will travel to your dimension.
You don't seem to have much trouble now.
Do you think we're in your dimension? Do you think we're in a room in some city on Earth? Do you think I'm just a man? Disturbing, isn't it?
What? Oh, what was that?
Little taste of reality. Your body is in stasis, in a chamber keeping you alive in our dimension. You would freeze to death in a matter of minutes without it. You and I are speaking through a mental interface.
None of this is real?
We are two minds communicating, that's real.
How did I get here?
A similar device to your father's. Ours, unfortunately, has some design flaws we've yet to work out. Ours is a one-way trip, sorry to say for you.
So, I die here.
Not necessarily. Your father's device had no such limitation. Problem is, we can't operate it from this side. We need someone there, in the lab in Minnesota.
I won't help you.
We don't need you to help us. We have your granddaughter.
You think they're just gonna keep knocking?
Probably.
Don't feel bad.
About what?
About me being here. I wanted to be here.
We're going to get out of this.
Even if we don't, I'm glad I came.
Why?
Because I finally got up the guts to tell you how I felt.
Well, now I feel terrible.
Don't.
I mean, you're great and everything, but I don't
Feel that way about me?
I'm sorry.
Again, don't be. Something occurred to me today. Maybe I was only crushing on you because that way I could avoid a real relationship.
That would not be a bad outcome for all this. Learning that about yourself. It'd make me feel better. Definitely better for you.
Why do you say that?
Because, seriously, dude, I am a high-maintenance girlfriend.
Oh, I know. I live with you. What the hell's that?
There's an old radio over there.
Hello, Pam.
What? Did I just say?
I'm not.
You're not going insane. We have just co-opted the tubes in this old radio so that we might speak with you. Do not be alarmed. I cannot reach you. You are quite safe. Feel free to speak. I can hear you.
How do I know we're safe?
Pam!
You'll notice the men knocking on the door have stopped. This was by my order.
He's right. They've stopped.
Yeah. Who are you?
That's none of your concern at the moment.
Do you know where my grandfather is?
He's with us. He's been with us over 24 hours.
Prove it.
Pam, don't listen to anything he says. Get out of there. Do not execute page 206. Don't...
As you can see, he's in very good health. Sprightly, one might say.
What are you doing to him?
Talking to him. Nothing more.
Don't hurt him.
I have no intention of hurting him, Pam. I have every intention of returning him to you and your family. Eventually.
What do you mean, eventually?
Well, to get your grandfather to cooperate with us, we had to share certain details of our plan. These are details no one else can know about. At least not yet.
Let me talk to him again.
Why?
I have to make sure he's okay. How do I know you didn't just record him?
You have 20 seconds. And if I feel you're doing anything underhanded, I will kill him while you listen. He has a breathing tube inserted. With a flick of a switch, I can liquefy his organs while you listen to him suffer for a while, and then breathe his last. Do you understand?
Yes.
Very well.
Pam?
I'm here, Grandpa.
Oh, I'm so sorry, honey.
Don't be. I'm sorry. I never got around to reading the book you gave me for a graduation present.
Well, maybe when classes are on break.
They're very lovely poems. Which one was your favorite?
I love all of them. But the one in the appendix, the one originally published by Adams, 12th Folio?
I don't know that one.
It's sad, but there's a lot of truth to it.
Grandpa?
Yes?
Could you two be any more obvious with your code?
What are you talking about?
Explain to me. Explain to me what all that nonsense was about, and I might kill him quickly.
All right. I'll explain. Just don't hurt him.
No promises. Now tell me what this was all about before my temper gets the better of me. You have to understand, little girl, that this is all...
Finally, you've been fiddling with that thing for 5 minutes.
Hey, I'm a structural engineer, not an electrical one. Besides, they don't teach us about radio tubes anymore.
Did you break it?
I don't know. They managed to power this thing remotely, so I wouldn't put it past them to reconnect it somehow. Do you and your grandpa have a plan?
I think so. Yeah, here. He was trying to tell me something.
What was that about poems?
Code. The book he gave me for graduation was this binder. There are no poems, but there are several appendixes. Did he say by Adams?
I don't know. I was busy breaking the radio.
It was Adams. That probably means Appendix A. Oh, damn it.
What is it?
Appendix A is a list of fallbacks in case the main plan didn't work.
And the main plan was the bomb.
Right, which is still outside with us trapped inside.
There's like 20 of these.
Yeah. He said the 12th folio, 12th fallback on this list. It says, blow up the lab.
Okay, how?
There's step-by-step instructions, which equipment we turn on, and in what order to start a chain reaction and blow the whole place sky high.
So we set the reaction going, run out the door, and make a break past the scary aliens?
Yes. No.
What do you mean, no?
No, we're not going to do that, Joe. We're going to do number 7 instead.
Why?
Trust me, we can do this.
That was stupid.
Or very clever.
No, it was stupid. Breaking communication with us ends any chance they might have had of getting you back, and they're going to want you back. Family groups always look out for their own.
It's just possible that you don't actually know what you're talking about. Have you thought of that?
No. I'll communicate with your granddaughter and make her see reason. I'll call our men outside their door.
What is that?
Damn hurt. I don't have time to play with you anymore, old man. You're on your own.
What?
Hold on! I'm gonna break the glass!
Hold still. They have a breathing tube in you.
Ah!
Come on!
Who are you?
We only have a few seconds to get back to the pad. Let me help you.
All right.
Ugh, you're slimy.
How did you know where to find me?
Hey, I'm reason they wouldn't have moved you far from the pad because you probably would have frozen to death. Here, up here.
My God, is that...
Yeah, it's your dad's machine. We just have a few seconds before we're zapped back to the lab. What is that?
Them. I just think we need to be out of here before they get here.
It's a few seconds.
But they're getting closer.
Just a few seconds more.
Can't you speed it up?
It's on a timer. We set the microchronometer for 1 minute.
A whole minute!
They're getting nearly here. I'm not...
Oh!
Grandpa!
Oh, Pam!
You're naked.
Sorry, Pam. I bring it back how I find them. Ugh.
What's wrong?
Caterpillars everywhere. Ah!
Oh, don't worry. They won't survive long. Too hot for them here.
Get them off me.
Oh, sweetie, why don't you hand me that pressure suit there? Then help your friend with the bugs.
Sure, Grandpa. Hey, this is Great-Grandpa Paul's.
Sure.
Ugh. Every crevice.
Calm down. There's like 4 on you.
It's the principle of the thing.
All right. Now that I'm decent again, you can explain why you ignored my instructions.
What?
Before, on the radio, he forbid me to go to page 206. It's all about how to stage a rescue in the alien dimension.
So why did you disobey me?
We weren't sure we could set the chain reaction to destroy the lab without you.
Uh-huh. Well, are the bad guys still outside?
They haven't knocked for a while.
Still probably out there. I happen to know that without this device, they can't go back. All right, girls. Here's the plan. We set the reaction, make a run for the door, and fight our way out.
Fight with what?
Whatever's at hand. This one here appears to be pretty good with a metal pipe.
Oh yeah, did you end up needing that?
Hell yeah. They had him in some kind of matrix pod.
Savages.
We don't need to fight for very long. We just need to keep them away from the lab. Yeah.
We're going to destroy your father's work, aren't we?
Yes, but it's something I should have done years ago. I'm so sorry I dragged you into this.
It's okay. As long as you're 100% sure it's necessary.
I am. 100%.
In local news, seasonal crews in Voyagers National Park put out a forest fire yesterday near a remote section of the mainland. In doing so, the crews discovered an 80-year-old research lab apparently set up by the Army just after World War II. Army spokespeople refused to comment on the purpose of the lab other than to say it posed no threat to park visitors or to wildlife. The lab was totally destroyed by the blaze, which is now completely under control. In other news,
You sure you don't want me to drive?
No, You drove all the way here.
I don't want you to get tired.
I'm fine. And quit fussing over me.
After the last few days, I'm gonna fuss. Get over it.
Well, then I guess I'm just gonna have to go with my plan B.
I'm so tired of plan A's and plan B's and crazy grandpas and... Wait, what's your plan B?
Get you a girlfriend so I can get some space?
What exactly do you mean, get me a girlfriend?
Well, when you were asleep last night, I may have figured out your phone code.
What?
There's a lot of pictures of that one girl. The soccer player.
We're just friends. And that's an invasion of privacy.
Yeah, completely. But she did get awfully flirty texting with me last night when she thought I was you.
What?
Check it out. The conversation's still there.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You're so dead. You're so dead.
I just thwarted an alien invasion, sweet cheeks. I'm invincible.
This has been The Situation, the season finale of the Icebox Radio Theater series Frozen Frights, Aurora Borealis. The cast in order of appearance featured Rachel Malasig as Joanne, Trelawney Irwin was Pam, Douglas Screef played Virgil, Jeffrey Adams was the interviewer, and Justin Kapla was the alien at the bunker and the news announcer. The recording of the original experiment was taken from the radio play Northern Lights, featured on the series Quiet Please, written by Willis Cooper. Script, direction, and sound design by Jeffrey Adams. Some sound effects from the Freesound Project, available at freesound.org. This program copyright 2020 by the Icebox Radio Theater, which is solely responsible for its content. Learn more at iceboxradio.org.